welcome back to my channel. I'm coming to bring you my updated PM skincare routine. I've had so many requests to do an updated routine both for morning and night. I think it's been probably 4 or more months since I have uploaded one to my channel, so I thought this was the perfect time to do it. Wanted to switch it up a little bit, start with my nighttime since I usually start with my morning, and show you what I do. So I know you're probably wondering why I have a full face of makeup on. Typically, I don't do that in my skincare routines, but I wanted to show you something that I have started incorporating into my nighttime routine, and it has nothing to do with my face. It is actually hair removal. I know. I take showers at night, I shave at night, so I felt like it was the appropriate time to tell you about a semi-new to me hair removal system that I have been using, and it is by KENZZI. This video is not sponsored. They did send me the device. I have been using this for about 4 months now, and I'm going to show you how I use it. This is an IPL device, so it's a little bit different than actual laser hair removal. It's a broader range of wavelength versus the very specific lasers that they use during laser hair removal. Chad got laser hair removal on his neck, and it absolutely did not work. He went into a spa and did it, spent a lot of money with absolutely no results. So because of that, I knew that it was probably nothing I would ever go into a salon or a spa to do. But if I have the chance to do it at home with the same results, I'm definitely going to take it. So I do this 1 time a week. They say that you will see results within 12 weeks. I had a little bit of a user error and I wasn't using it on a high enough intensity. So it took me a little bit longer than 12 weeks to see results, but I have seen results. I have been using this on my underarms. And again, I do it once a week. And I go over the area 3 times. You can go over an area up to 3 times. When you plug it in, you will see a flashing light right here. Click that, and then a little small sounding fan-like sound comes on. It's nothing scary. It's not intimidating. You can see the size. It's like the size of your hand. I mean, it's nothing to be scared of, which probably the main reason I haven't done hair removal at home, because it just seems too intimidating and too hard to do, but it's not. On the front is your intensity levels. And as you hit this green button in the back, the intensity levels go up. So I'm going to keep hitting it. You can see those lights get brighter and it goes up. So I do mine at the full intensity. At the beginning, I didn't read the instructions as well as I should have, and I did not realize that these lights determine the intensity, and I just kept pushing and pushing, thinking the fan sound was going to get louder. And I think what I ended up doing was pushing so much that I ended up going back to the front and not doing it on a high enough intensity. So once I upped the intensity, I started seeing better results. And I think what I saw in a matter of 12 to 15 weeks, I probably could have seen in as little as 8 weeks if I would have made sure that I was doing it correctly. So I'm going to show you on my arm how to do this. You do want to make sure that the area is shaved to begin with. There is a pink light right at the beginning of the intensity, and that will start blinking once it has hit contact with the skin. So you can see, hopefully, I know my lights are a little bright, but it's blinking. Now, when I hit the pulse button, you'll see a light. Okay, that just did its job. I can pick it up and move it, pulse it again, or I can hold it down for 5 seconds and it's going to do a continuous pulse. This is if you want to do something larger than, say, your underarms, if you're working on your legs or even your arms and you want that continuous pulse without having to hit the button. This is a good feature to use. You will want to take note of intensity based on your skin tone, based on skin sensitivity, based on how fast you want your results. All of that will be in the Get Started guide when you purchase the device. This is not painful. When I just pulsed it up my arms, and just did it right then, it was not painful. You can feel it. It's more of like a heat than it is any kind of pain. I've had laser tattoo removal and that is painful. This is not painful. So again, I use it once a week. I have gotten to a point where I only shave my underarms like once every 8 or 9 days, which is huge for me because I'm not big on body hair. I am a shaver. I shave my arms. I shave my legs in the winter. Like, I just am not a huge fan of body hair. So for me to be able to go 8 or 9 days is crazy for me. And I feel like the longer I use it, the better it is. And once you get your desired results, you only have to do it once every 2 to 3 months to maintain those results. I have started my bikini line and I will keep you up to date. I've only done it one time. So as I go through the weeks, I'll be sure to let y'all know how that is going. But so far, so really good with this. Again, this is not sponsored. However, I do have a link down in the description box that will get you $50 off of this device and is also an affiliate link. So full transparency there. But I did want to include this in my PM routine because it is something I have legitimately been using for the past 3 to 4 months, and I have seen results from it. So if you're someone who is interested in a very easy, very painless, very fast at-home hair removal system, I highly recommend this. And I'm back with absolutely no brows. This is the only video that y'all get to see me with no brows. But I'm long since the point of caring. This is my brow situation. They stopped growing right there. So let me go ahead and tell you what I've done so far at the sink where water was required. I always do a double cleanse if I am wearing makeup. Even if I'm not wearing makeup, I do a double cleanse because I always wear SPF. No fail, every single day. Rain, shine, snow, heat, cold, 365 days a year, I wear an SPF. And when you do wear an SPF, you really need to break that down before you go into your actual cleansing step. So I always do a double cleanse. My favorite first cleanse has been and will be for a long time, most likely, the MAC Cleanse Off Oil. I am more of an oil person, a cleansing oil person versus a cleansing balm person. It is a personal preference. Balms tend to break my skin out, and so I venture more towards the oil side, and this so far has been my favorite oil that I've tried. I've gone through multiple bottles. So I'll take 2 to 3 pumps, dry hands, dry skin, really emulsify that makeup, that eye makeup, face makeup, everything off. Rinse it and go in with my cleanser. I do use a different cleanser in the morning than I do at night. At night, I have been using the Revision Skincare Papaya Enzyme Cleanser. And I love this stuff. I love enzymes. It's a really good way to exfoliate your skin. If you're not comfortable using acids in the form of glycolic or lactic or, the AHAs, enzymes I feel like can be a little bit more gentle, and especially in a cleanser form because you're basically just washing it off anyways. So I find I can use this daily and I don't have any issues with over exfoliating my skin, which I've definitely had issues with in the past. So I love this stuff. Smells good. I love Revision. They really can do no wrong in my book. And then I use the Sephora waterproof eye makeup remover to remove any excess eye makeup because no matter how potent a cleansing oil or cleansing balm is, I have never found one. And I know people are going to be like, oh, but this one does, this one does. For me personally, I have never found one that will take off every stitch of my mascara. So I do need to go in with a little bit of something to help remove everything, and that is the Sephora waterproof eye makeup remover. So those are the 3 things that I did at my sink. Now we're going to go into the toner step. I'm going to link the Revision Soothing Facial Rinse because that is still, to date, my favorite toner. I saw this one online and I wanted to give it a try because I felt like it was going to be very similar to the Revision. I wanted to see if it was better. It's the Renee Rouleaux Moisture Infusion Toner. It's very similar to the Revision in viscosity, which you'll see. I use a reusable kind of cotton pad. This is pretty large. This is from Face Skins on Etsy. I will try to remember to link them down below. And I will take probably 4 or 5 kind of shakes of that toner. And it is, it's like almost like a little bit of a lightweight gel. So it's pretty viscous, which is very similar to the Revision. And I'll just put this all over my face while I talk about it. But I still feel like I like the Revision better. This has got great ingredients in it. It has not aggravated my skin. Now my skin, when I touch it, gets red. So you're going to see it will get more red throughout this routine. And then once I sit for like 30 minutes, it goes back to normal. Put that all over, go down my neck. It's my toner step. And I totally forgot to mention at the beginning of this video, I'm 40 years old. I have pretty normal skin. Sometimes it can get dry due to my tretinoin use, but I found the most fabulous moisturizing product that since I have started using that, I haven't had an issue with that. So I would say I have pretty normalized skin. And my main goal in my routines is preventative anti-aging. And I know a lot of people have issues with the term anti-aging. I'm not saying I don't want to age. It's definitely better than the alternative. I am just saying I want to age gracefully. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. The next step in my routine is my Tretinoin Cream, and I use Curology. I have been using Curology for over a year now. I love them. I sing their praises. I can't get enough of them. I don't anticipate me ever not using them. They are a company of dermatology providers that you are able to get a one-on-one consultation with, talk about your skincare, send in barefaced pictures, and they are going to make you your custom cream that includes tretinoin, but also other things that are going to help you get your results as fast as you can. So for me, I wanted that anti-aging. I didn't really have breakouts that I needed help with. So I used the tretinoin in the 0.07%, niacinamide 4%, and isolaic acid 5%. I use this every single night. Now, when you start out using a tretinoin cream, you are not going to want to do every night. You are going to want to build your skin up to that once a week, twice a week. You know, you're going to work with your dermatology provider if you're using Curology, or your dermatologist, or whoever prescribed you that tretinoin cream, to kind of figure out your sweet spot to eventually work up to every night. Now, some people never want to work up to every night, and that's okay. It's not that it's not going to work for you, but I'm at every night. So I do this step now, and I just take one pump, that much, and I would dot it on my face and rub in. Now, some people, couple things. Some people choose to use their tretinoin cream at the end of their routine to kind of have the other products that they put on beforehand act as a buffer. Some people choose to have it mixed in with their moisturizer so that their moisturizer can act as a buffer. I want my tretinoin cream, my Curology, to be the first thing that hits my face after I cleanse it. So I choose to use it at this step. I also want to get the most benefits from it, so I am not going to go directly into my other products right now. I'm going to let this sink in for probably 30 minutes to an hour. Sometimes, you know, if I took a really early shower and I've done an early routine, it'll be 3 hours. But I'm going to let it sink in. I'm going to go get a cup of tea, put the girls to bed, do all that kind of stuff. Then I come back in with the remainder of my routine. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to pause for myself for a little while, for you, half a second, and I'll be back to do the rest of my routine. Okay, it has been 45 minutes since I applied my Curology cream. So let's go ahead and finish up the routine. You definitely don't need to use any other products other than your tretinoin cream at night. It's a heavy hitter. I wouldn't necessarily recommend using any other really high actives with it, like AHAs or anything like that, because it can tend to irritate the skin a little bit more. So I kind of stay away from that, but I do like using a couple of other serums at nighttime. So this is when I do that. Now, my skin is pretty dry, so I need to moisturize it before I go into my next serum, which I will go ahead and tell you is the Elastin Skincare Restorative Skin Complex. So this was actually gifted to me from an Elastin rep, but I have purchased a couple of these in the past and love them. This is one of my favorite anti-aging peptide-rich serum to use. It has trihex technology, which is kind of Elastin's patented kind of technology. If you haven't read about that, or if you don't know about it, I highly recommend researching it because it's pretty phenomenal. Elastin, in my opinion, has some of the best before and after pictures that you can tell aren't retouched. And that's what got me to use it in the first place. And I have loved their products ever since. So I'm going to take a little bit of the Josh Rosebrook Hydrating Accelerator, which is one of my favorite facial mists. Give a little bit of moisture to the skin. And then I'm going to take 2 pumps of the Elastin and apply that onto the skin. It looks like a gel consistency, and it's a little thicker than definitely like any kind of watery serums, but it sinks in really fast. At this point, I don't wait any kind of time in between steps. I'm going to go right on to my next step. This has been kind of an extra little something for me. It's basically just even more peptides, which to me you can never get enough of. And this is the Shantikai Bio Lifting Serum. This was gifted to me also, so I've been using this to see how I like it, and so far so good. It's probably the second week that I've used it. Again, it is also a peptide serum, and it is thicker. So you can see it's a little bit, it's not watery at all. And I would say that the way it feels on the skin and the way it absorbs into the skin is pretty similar to this. So I could use this, then this, or this, and then this. It doesn't really matter. I know a lot of people say use the lightest weight product up into the thickest as far as the order that you use your serums, but I find that those are pretty interchangeable. I am going to mist again, and I'll take probably about a half of a dropper's full of the Shantikai. Again, this is kind of just an extra step. You could probably do one or the other from the Elastin or this. But if I am anything, it's a little bit extra when it comes to skincare, even though I do feel like I've dialed down my steps to what it used to be. And some of you like true minimalists out there are probably thinking this is dialed down, but yes, I can assure you it's dialed down. And then the last serum that I'm going to use is a hyaluronic acid serum. Again, not a necessary step, but I like it. I'm using the Medicate Hydrate B5 Intense. And this is the second bottle of this that I've used. I really enjoy it. I do think that hyaluronic acid on me is best used right before my moisturizer. So I tend to leave it to the very end. I am going to spray once again. And I will use, again, about a half a dropper's full of this all over the skin. You probably noticed that I haven't been taking the serums that I've used on my face down my neck or chest, and that's because I have a specific neck cream that I use for that step, and that is the Revision Nectafirm Advanced. I've used so many neck creams, and I have deduced that this is my absolute favorite. I feel like I see the most results with this. I know Medica just came out with one. I'm taking 2 pumps. I am interested in that one, but it's not something that like I have to have right now because I know I love this one so much. So it's recommended 2 pumps on neck and décolleté. So at this point in my routine is when I use that. And then I use an eye cream. A little tip. If you use a Renee or Tretinoin or a Curology or some kind of cream like that, and you feel that your under eyes are getting dry, I would suggest putting your eye cream on before you put on your Tretinoin cream, because even though you're not putting it directly under your eyes, it does have a tendency to travel on the face, and it can sometimes irritate and really dry out under eyes. I don't typically have that issue. Some nights I put it on before Curology, some nights I don't. No real rhyme or reason. But if you are someone who has super dry under eyes, I would suggest doing that because it forms a barrier and helps the tretinoin not be able to travel up to the under eye area and potentially irritate it. My eye cream of choice is the Elastin Restorative Eye Treatment. Favorite eye cream, use it morning and night. I use 1 pump, which is the exact amount to use underneath and on top of your eye. This is recommended for lid use as well. So you can put it all the way on top of the lid. And I'm not going to lie, I feel like it's made a difference. This is the eye cream that makes the most visible difference in my under eyes. I just cannot sing its praises enough. I've talked about it so much, but I love it. And then the very final step is my moisturizer, and that comes in the form of this savior right here, which I talked about my favorites. And this is the Fit Glow Beauty Cloud Collagen Oil. Oh my goodness, I love this stuff. I have not flaked once at all since using this, and I can tend to do that using a tretinoin cream, and also in the winter, don't have that issue at all. So what I do is I will take a dropper and I will put 4 to 5 drops, 5 I guess, and I will use this as my moisturizer. And I will at first just kind of pat it in all over. I do not mix this with a moisturizer. I don't top it with a moisturizer, put a moisturizer on first. Like, this is my moisturizer. And it is an oil, so it's going to leave me a little bit shiny, but it sinks in super fast. And even when I do my skincare, like directly before I go to bed, I don't feel like I'm getting all of this stuff on my pillow or that this just slips and slides around. I do feel like it sinks in really fast. I don't think you need more than 4 to 5 drops. My skin after my thoughts of the not so extensive routine, y'all's thoughts of probably a very extensive routine, but it is my routine nonetheless. So that is my nighttime PM skincare routine. Be sure and stay tuned. I will be doing the AM routine, maybe not directly after this video, but very soon. Let me know if you have any questions down in the comment section below. Thank y'all so much for watching. Be sure and like and subscribe so you don't miss out on any future videos. Hope you're all staying happy, healthy, safe, and sane, and that most of all, you go out and have a very blessed day.